Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Smashing Skull Sessions. And again, as always, a big shout out to our sponsor, Rising Suns Brewery, who produce some fantastic craft beer right here in Cork City. All right, guys, this week I'm delighted to welcome four-piece from Leipzig in Germany. They go by the name of Fargo. I have with me Max and Ralf. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. You're very welcome.
Cheers, Pat. Thanks for having us.
I suppose, lads, I was sort of chasing up ye a few months ago because I got to hear some of your music. I think it was yourself, Ralf, I may have touched base with online. And this album is due out on March 17th.
That's correct. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now, tell me, first of all, congratulations on it, lads, because I think it's a fantastic album. 4 incredible tracks. Anyone who loves their post-rock and post-metal or instrumental music of any kind will find something in this. So this album, GELI, lads, can you give me some insight into it, some background behind it?
Max, start with it.
It took a while to create this album.
Yeah.
We had to came off a really long hiatus. 2 of our original members left 2014, and it took about 2 years to find the 2 new guys and to start again.
Okay.
And by 2017, it was the first gig again. Yeah.
That you got together as a new 4-piece, basically 2 of yourselves and 2 new guys.
Yes.
So a new guitarist, a new bassist, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you know them before? Were they completely new guys? Had they new, or did you work with them at any stage?
Ralf was completely new to me. I didn't know him, but the other guy I knew for a bit, yes.
So you knew what you were getting?
Kinda, yes.
They sure did.
Yeah. Who got the better deal here? The 2 of yourselves or the 2 guys?
Well, I guess we're on the better side of it.
The album GELI then, lads. Do you want to give a bit of some insight again, as I said, into the concept behind it and the name of the album, where it came from and how that all came
The name
fruition?
came from from an artist.
Mother of a good friend. Yeah.
Mother of a good friend. Her name is Angelika Zwarg.
Okay.
So GELI is a kind of nickname, short version of a name. And she unfortunately passed away. But drew some incredible art. So that inspired us to make a sort of momentum and named the album after her. And we had clearance to use one of her art as our cover.
Yeah. So
that's a wonderful thing to do in my eyes.
It is an incredible thing to do. And how close were you to her? Or even, I know it was you were friends, but were you pretty close?
We are close with her kids, actually.
Yeah, exactly,
For my part, I don't had not much to do with Angelika. So, but as I said, I knew her kids pretty well.
And did you know them as well, Ralf? Were you friendly with her kids?
Well, I didn't know her initially.
Okay.
But I got to know them in the last couple of years. And they've become good friends as well. So that's sort of my connection to Zwarg family.
Okay. Very sweet guys.
Yeah.
And tell me the artwork again. I love the art as well. You know, this music like encompasses everything really. You know, it's about the music. It is about the artwork as well. Like, did you have much of her artwork to decide on, or did you know straight away from seeing this picture, this piece of work, that was the one for the album?
We had an art book from her with the listings of a lot of her paintings, and during rehearsal we chose the picture we like to go with, and it became the Dark Houses picture. So
it's like we had something like in mind how it should look, and we all kind of got to the same page and put our fingers on it, and it has to be this one, and it fits the music as well as the themes of the songs. So yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. And look, even going to the writing of this album, as I mean, like you mentioned, you're on a pretty long hiatus there for a couple of years. How did it feel getting back into it and getting back as a band and rehearsing and everything else? Was it a relief to get back at it, or was it tough at times?
For me, yes. Of course, it was a really relief, and it was interesting and exciting. Because you never know what for new influences come into the project, and so that's pretty much explains it.
Were you the same, Ralf? You were in the same position as Max? You were glad to get back into it, or was it something that was anyway reluctant?
Oh well. Actually, I started. Became a full member of the band
right from the start. Yes,
like from the start. Actually, I was just a fill-in for a show. They were already booking.
Okay.
Sort of as some pressure to do a live show.
It was forced in. Again. Let's have it this way.
Okay, and the writing process, lads. How did you go about it? Yeah. Did you have already tracks and ideas brought to the table each from the time that you were away, or did you start a fresh, clean copybook and work from the start?
I guess the only old song is Regensburg, which we modified during the recording process. And the other 3 songs, I guess, were completely new. Max, was it this?
I think we lost Max.
Lost Max.
Yeah, we keep an eye on him. I'm hoping he'll make his way back for that.
He will be back in a minute, I guess. Back.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Ralf, you were saying.
Oh, yeah. So if I recall it correct, Regensburg was the only older song that we modified to our newer tastes, and the other 3 songs, I guess, were completely built up from the get-go in the rehearsal room.
Very good.
So, yeah.
And what made you... Sorry. What made you pick Regensburg as the track to release first?
Well, I guess it combines a lot of the styles the album incorporates, the slow ambient parts, the synthesizers, but also the heavy parts. So it's like a bouquet or like a buffet of all the things that are matched together in this record. So
it does have everything.
It was a choice.
Yeah, it does have everything, Max. Sorry, Ralf. It is a great choice.
No worries.
And welcome back, Max, by the way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Zoom crashed on me. Sorry.
No worries at all. I was just asking why you picked Regensburg as the first track, or sorry, the track to be released from the album first, Do you have any insight into that?
The first track, Regensburg, is actually a pretty old one.
That's that. Ralf
I did remember that correctly.
Yeah. Or no, we stopped with Dresden on the album, right? I'm not sure yet.
But Regensburg is the first single, so that was that was the question.
It's actually an old song that was written with the original, all 4 original members.
Okay. Yeah.
But we developed it during the recording. We developed the song a little bit further than.
We gave it a little update.
Yes.
So when did you get back? When did you get back together again? If you know what I mean. When did you start rehearsing for this album, GELI? When did this all start? Was it during COVID? Was that the catalyst?
Can say that, yes.
Oh yeah, during COVID we didn't had anything else to do, so we certainly put some time during COVID in fine tuning all the details and laying it all to the ground.
And were you actually together as a 4-piece before COVID hit, or is it something that you decided on during all that madness?
You mean during the songwriting process?
Yeah, exactly. When
in general,
in general, as the new lads joining the band and as yourselves, when did you start to say, right, let's really make a go for it and go with this album, make a comeback, so to speak? Was it way back before?
It was
COVID?
Way back before, and we're we're a pretty slow band, so it takes time. I think we started writing new songs in about 2018 or 19.
Okay.
So yeah, it took really long for us to get it all.
Till that point, it was catching up
with
the old stuff.
So tell me, that gap, lads, between 2014 and, maybe 2014 to what, 2017, 2018? Were you all doing your own thing, different projects musically, or did you just take a complete break from it?
I took a complete break from it. So no other projects. So
okay.
Completely hiatus.
As you did it
just playing for myself sometimes, but not in kind of a rehearsing or band situation.
Okay, so you wouldn't have been involved in any other bands, standing in for somebody or anything like that? You just took a complete step away, Max?
Yes.
What about yourself, Ralf? What happened?
Oh, well, I didn't actually knew these guys. Well, I know Hannes for a couple of years now, I guess, since 2015. And we were together in a band and still are in another project. But for me, it was always like different projects at the same time.
Yeah.
So no real like hiatus for me for the last like 10 years or something.
You've kept busy. You kept busy. So
yeah. I always have to keep my hands busy. So I'm bored pretty fast. So.
Who's involved in the writing of the tracks, lads? The music? Who puts pen to paper? Who creates it? Are you all part of it? Do you all play?
We're all part of it.
Yeah. Everybody's an input.
Yeah, it's happening during jam sessions, you could say. Somebody will start with a line, and the other guys are picking it up, doing their own thing on it, and maybe it will become a song, maybe not. So we don't pressure ourselves to let's get this thing done. Maybe it's a project more like how you can say that. Well, let's sleep a night over it. Maybe next time
it's a tedious process.
Yes, tedious sometimes.
It's really tedious. Like sometimes, and generally, we lock ourselves in our rehearsal room for the whole weekend, and it feels like beating a dead horse over and over again until something like a bone sticks out and you can grab onto.
Yeah,
that's the writing process for us.
But it's a good thing, I suppose, isn't it, that you're not just getting together, putting something down, and just say, "Yeah, let's go with that." You're conscious about what you're producing here, because this album, like, it took this long to sort of come to fruition. Like, you want it to be big and you want it to hit hard, don't you? There was a lot of time and efforts going into this to get it right. Am I right?
Oh yeah, sure it did. It had to suit like everybody's
preference.
Preference, and it was. Yeah, like everybody wanted to like be an equal part of it, so we made sure that happened. So,
okay.
Yeah,
that's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, that everyone has an involvement and feels that they're playing their part in an album like this. Like, again, talking about that time frame that you were sort of in limbo, we say, doing your hiatus, we call it. What were you listening to musically yourselves outside of what you were creating yourselves? Were you listening to other genres, other bands? What was influencing at the time?
Yeah, yes, I do. Absolutely, yeah. Like me some black metal or sometimes dark synthwave. So got a broad interest in music, you can say.
Generally, everything you can bag your head to, right?
Of course, and all the atmospheric stuff, even stuff like Heilung. Maybe you know.
No, I don't know. No.
Well, that's crazy, like folk metal or something, like tribal metal.
Tribal. It's without actual electronic instruments. They do it with bones. And just singing.
Okay.
Like imagine like an old Viking tribe banging their knuckles together and sing over it. It's crazy. Yeah, it's weird.
And what about yourself, Ralf? Sorry, will you be the same? Would you have been listening to everything and anything? Nothing in particular specific?
Well, specifically, most of the time it's like hardcore stuff, black metal, screamo stuff. So I've never been like involved in a post-rock band or the genre per se before this band, actually. Okay. So my background is more like this post-hardcore, screamo, black metal stuff. So yeah.
Interesting that you, like, how much would you think did you bring into the album GELI? So influence-wise, with regards to music, you would have listened to yourselves. I mean, even the other two guys, we just lost Max again. Even the other two guys in the band, would they have a varied taste in music as well?
Oh yeah, sure. It's a very broad taste for them as well. I guess I brought a little more speed to the songs,
right?
So they weren't as ambient or as soundscapey now as they've been on the last couple of EPs.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there was a bit more meat to it, a bit more bite to this, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Which is good to hear. I mean, it's definitely sort of taking a step from the post-rock atmospheric side to, I suppose you'd nearly call it post-metal. I suppose I'd call it, if you were to be.
Yeah, at times, I guess. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Best stuff. But I suppose the next question I want to ask you, lads, is even going back to previous albums and previous releases, you use German cities as titles. Max, again, what's the reason behind that? Or is there one?
There is a reason, but we don't tell.
Okay.
Sort of like something like the band mysteriously refuses to tell anyone. I didn't know it for first couple of months either, so.
Okay. So is this something we're going to see in the future? Will it continue? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not only can I not see you, Max, I don't know what you're saying or thinking or looking.
I'm smiling.
I believe you. I suppose you went with Magnus Lindberg, lads, to master this album. And again, I think maybe my last 3 or 4 guests I've had on the show have had that man work on their stuff as well. Was that your decision yourselves? Is that the man you wanted, or did it just happen for you because you were dealing with Captain Platt, the label?
We are pretty stoked by the last Cult of Luna album, LP, you can say. And we thought maybe we should get him involved.
Yeah. So did you make contact with him?
Yeah, sort of out of a joke. We just wrote him up and sent him some demos or something we were working on during recording. And he said, well, yeah, fine, let's do it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was
pretty straightforward.
Straightforward. Yeah, and he does a good job. It's insane. So
incredible. It is incredible.
His work is great. Yeah. So that was sort of like our main goal, and the first one we were actually hitting up.
Yeah, and we also wanted some fresh ears on the project, so kind of new influence.
Yeah. Again, I suppose the mastering step, I'm not too familiar with what exactly is involved in mastering, but obviously he doesn't have any input on what's already recorded and put down. It's only about the final, giving it that touch of magic. But he doesn't have any influence on the song structures or anything like that. Am I right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. And what was his opinion
recording
of it
engineer?
Sorry, go ahead, Ralf. Go ahead.
Robert, our recording engineer, had some influence on like songwriting, especially Regensburg. His idea was to come up with his synth pad in the beginning of the song or in the chorus. So shout out to Robert.
Well done, Robert. I love it.
It's a great lab.
And it sounds fantastic, actually, in that track. It really does. It gives it just that extra layer. I love the sound of it.
Yeah.
I suppose this is a perfect time, lads, to give everybody a taste of this track. This is Regensburg, lads, from the album GELI, which is out on March 17th. Have a listen to this if you haven't already. You know what to do, lads. Go to our Bandcamp page and support the band. Here you go. Have a taste of this. there you go, guys. You have it. That's Regensburg from the album GELI, and that is Fargo. Lads, 4 fucking incredible tracks, well worth to listen and well worth to purchase. And speaking of listening to these guys, I know they're playing their album release gig on the 18th of May, lads, and you have Wander from the US and you have France's Where Mermaids Drown. I mean, two great bands, lads, to have on the roster. How did this all come about, this release show?
As far as I know, they're on tour anyway in that that time. So
sorry.
Huh?
Oh, go on.
And yeah, we thought maybe let's get onto this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
onto this train and doing a big and great show.
It will be a fantastic show. Like, my God, I mean, I'd be a fan of both of those bands as well. You know, I would have witnessed them as well through Dunk Festival and everything else. How do you make contact with them, Ralf? How do you get onto the band? Literally, just drop a message. Just say, lads, you're in the city. Can we get something?
Well, actually, yeah. Sort of like we thought, like which bands are available at the time and which bands we do want to see ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So everything like got in hand pretty nicely. It's great that they're on tour at this time.
Yeah.
And we were contacting John Sebastian, who's playing in Where Mermaids Drown throughout the year, because he's going to do some booking for us with his agency, This Will.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
So yeah, that came in pretty handy. So yeah, great they had time. And yeah,
it's great to make those
pretty
connections.
straight, easy forward. Yes, it's a good connection to have.
It's a great connection to have, you know, and that's the beauty of this sort of world we're in, this post music fucking bubble that we're in. You know, everyone seems to be on the lookout for everybody else and helping each other out. You know, it's great to see. I don't know, are we going to see Max back again? We'll just carry on anyway. And then again,
the world isn't so big post-rock wise, so that's a good thing.
It's not. It's in pockets, isn't it? Yeah. Pockets worldwide, but in pockets. Like it's a funny one. Is this that gig that you're going to be doing with Where Mermaids Drown and Wander? Are you playing the album from start to finish?
Oh yeah.
GELI, is that
sure,
the idea behind it? Or will you play extra tracks?
We will play extra tracks. Like Leipzig, an old one, but a favorite of mine.
Okay.
Like a more mid-tempo, fasty song, I guess. That's incredible for live situations.
Okay.
Which we actually also recorded during the live sessions, but because it's an older song, we didn't put it on the record. Okay. So maybe there's something like a live session output of that song coming out sometime in the future. Nice. So we'll see what we do with that.
Tell me the venue you're playing in, Ralf. How big a venue is it?
Oh, the UT Konowitz. It's like this crazy old theater built in, I don't know, early 19th century.
Wow, beautiful setting.
It's you got to look that up. It's a beautiful place to play, and I guess the nicest venue for post rock and doom and whatever I've laid my eyes onto. So I guess about 500.
Oh wow,
capacity, something like that.
That's a good size capacity, isn't it? 500, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
And is there a good scene there? Do you think people will turn up for this? Like, is the post music scene pretty decent where you are?
It's quite good in Leipzig where we're rehearsing and playing. So yeah, it's been good to us, Leipzig. So and to other bands as well, like friends in Jeff who are also from Leipzig.
Okay.
We just played in our like like home base, Werk 2.
Okay.
Werk 2. It's a good place to be like playing post rock stuff and some similar music.
Yeah. And tell me, have you got to practice this album yet in a live environment? Have you been out touring or doing any local shows yet?
It's been a while, but we were playing the songs live already. Yeah, most of them.
Okay. And what other shows have you other shows booked other than this album release gig? Have you others set up? Are you going to be busy for the summer months?
Oh yeah, just let me look up my cheat sheet right here.
Work away, exactly. That's what it's there for.
Like right after our release show, we were touring with Tengri, who are from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
It's a post-rock, post-metal band from Prague.
Right.
And we were playing 19th in Pilsen, 20th in, I guess it's called Bechin, and 21st of May in Prague. So Brilliant. It's going to be like 4 days in a row, which would be chaos and insane for us.
It's not easy, like to go touring, like, isn't it? I mean, everybody has their own lives to live, and everyone has to put everything on hold just to get out. So that's, I think, a lot of bands seem to be doing what you're doing, Ralf, which is hitting 3 or 4 nights in a row in blocks, basically.
Yeah,
it's the only way it works, isn't it? At the moment,
it's the only way it works, and I think the getting away from your regular life or daily basis isn't the problem for me. It's just it gets so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like staying up late because you have to unload all that stuff that goes in front of a show or happens after the show, and it's we all get older. So.
But do you enjoy it, Ralf? Do you actually enjoy the live environment, or are you more of a studio guy? Like,
no, totally live, 100% of the time.
Yeah. I don't know. Have we Max back? Max, can you hear me at all? No?
Yeah, it goes for me as well.
You're the same. You prefer playing live than spending time in the studio.
Yes.
Understandably, yeah. And I was just mentioning, just as we lost you there, like we went to where we're Maze Drown and Wander, like, and the venue that you're playing in, which sounds fantastic. The actual theatre itself sounds, so I'd say it should be a fantastic show. This album, GELI, you've really went all out with merch and vinyl and CDs. Was that always going to be the case with this album, or what sparked you to put everything into this one, as opposed to, it's not what you would have done with previous releases?
I can kind of say that for the guys who know us, so we took a pretty long time to get there where we are now.
Yeah.
So let's give them everything they can imagine.
Okay.
So, and a variety is never a bad thing in merchandise and stuff.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that again, we talk about this scene, I suppose rock and metal scenes in general, people do support bands through merchandise because everybody wears them at the gigs. As you can see, it's the who's who of t-shirts when you're at any festival or gig, it's one of those things. Yeah. But vinyl as well, lads. I'm a big vinyl fan myself, so I'm delighted to see this on vinyl. And you're working with Captain Platt. I don't know, have I pronounced that correct or not?
Captain Platte.
Captain Platte, yeah. How did that connection come about, lads? Did they touch base with you, or vice versa?
No, we were the guys who were writing up labels and asking if they want to put that album out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
these guys were kind enough to say
yes.
And they have a great roster of bands.
They have a fantastic roster. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, I think their roster suits you as a band. It is quite varied. Yeah, it's a great combination. When you mentioned there, you talk about hitting bands there, hitting labels, and you just mentioned about dropping it to Magnus as well, just to get his input. That's literally what you have to do, isn't it? I mean, do you have to take back plenty of knockbacks to get to fucking land a one, or were you very lucky this time around with both Magnus and Captain Platt?
You can say we're lucky.
Yeah,
we got pretty lucky with both of these things. So it took very long time to find partners in crime.
Okay,
couple of months.
About a month. Yeah, it's not very long.
And will you have all this merchandise on tour, lads? When you do eventually head out, you'll have it all. You're hoping to have it all, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're bringing everything we can. And we have.
Like it financially, I suppose, there's not too much to be made from merchandise. I suppose it's more a case of sort of feeling you need to have it. I suppose, is it when you're out on tour? I don't think you see many bands now turn up without anything at all. It seems to be a way to run things, get over the line. Am I right?
Yeah. break even is the goal.
Exactly. And,
if anything comes our way, so it's goes straight into the next into our band fund to record new albums, new stuff, and
new guitars.
New gear, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no chance of you smashing guitars on your last song, no.
Just smash
them up and
never.
We'll see.
But again, I suppose just seems you touched on it there, Max. I know you're just in the swarms of things here now with GELI, the album, and going on the road and doing a few tours, a few dates. Are you looking beyond that with writing new material? Have you had any time to get together and jam out some new stuff?
We had 2 rehearsals lately, and
it's going good.
It's going good.
Good stuff. There's not going to be a 6 or 7 year gap before the next album, I take it. No,
make it 8 or 9.
Oh yeah, it's more realistic.
We're trying to speed up things.
And tell me again, as we're talking about live music as well as festivals, have any festivals been in touch, or have you been offered anything, or would you be interested in festivals if they came about?
Not that I know of.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're sorting in the booking process, right, Max? For what was it, October?
Yeah, October. But we have no hand in this. This is all Jean Sebastian's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
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 It's all the concerts that we were doing over his agency. This will. But festivals, we're always happy to play. So
yeah.
Well, it's good to have that out there for those who'll be watching. Let's hope somebody is watching and says, "Yeah, you'll fit the bill." Guys, I put 3 questions to you there last week. Just a bit of fun there, just to wrap up the chat, if you don't mind. Separate answers, obviously. No, Ralf and Max. All right, we won't do a group effort here. We get single answers from me. What musician or band, guys, would you like to hear do a cover version of a Fargo track? Ralf, kick it off there for me.
Well, that was a question that was quite easy to answer for me, because I guess every band could play our songs better than we do. We're not the best, but we're trying to get used to our needs, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's great. It's really hard to answer. I guess something like an orchestra could be nice.
Okay.
Like strings and in this scenario, some of the songs could really shine up, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose you don't want someone just doing a cover version for the sake of a cover version being identical to what you've done. It'd be nice to hear something a little different, you know?
Yeah, right.
So you'd go down the orchestra route, so if you were to get something, if you wanted to hear somebody do something, Ralf, yeah?
Yeah, I could imagine that, yeah, so...
Cool. Max, are you there? Are you back with us?
Yeah, yes.
Same question to you. What musician or band would you like to hear do a cover version of a Fargo track?
As I mentioned, I'm also into dark synthwave, so I would give Perturbator a try.
Okay. Something different than it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Second question is, what movie or series would you like to hear a Fargo track appear on? Are you movie buffs?
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time.
Oh geez, shoot away.
The obvious thing to say is, of course, would like to.
What is it?
No, just kidding.
That's how the name came to be. We are Coen Brothers fans. Of course, fans of the movie Fargo.
Fantastic, yeah.
Because they do their films with a minimalistic use of music.
Yeah.
So that's how the idea came to be. Okay, let's write some music for the movies.
I probably should have asked that question at the very beginning. I should have asked where the band name came from. It would have shed an awful lot of light on things, yeah. And the Fargo series is there as well. Did you watch those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the last season, but the first 2 were incredible.
I thought the same, yeah.
Really good
stuff. Good stuff.
So is Fargo the answer, lads, for both of you? Is there any other film or series or that you would have watched, you would have said, Yeah, our fucking music would sound good here.
I don't know if it has to be serious, but
no, movie, series,
movie.
Documentary. Should be good for a documentary, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like a Werner Herzog volcano documentary or something like that.
There you go. And we get David Attenborough to speak over it.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Just make it perfect, yeah. And the last question, guys, just give me a name of a band that people need to hear and witness live that you would have witnessed yourselves and say, someone has to witness this.
Max, go on.
No yet.
Okay, well then, the two friends of mine, only two guys, one guitarist and one drummer.
Okay.
Sammy and Michael from Leipzig. Their band is called Park and Riot, and they're doing like a 2-man crossover metal hardcore punk show, and they're insane live. So much energy and so good guys, good friends, and good live show every time. It's incredible how much energy they put out just being two guys. And
the name is Park and Riot, is it? You said, Ralf?
It's Park and a plus Riot. Yeah, you gotta look them up.
I've seen it for some reason. Are they playing a festival anytime soon? They're not playing Arctangent by any chance, are they?
They're playing all over the place, I guess.
Yeah, I think I've seen them listed on one of the festivals, all right, coming up in May or June. The interesting one. What about yourself, Max? Who have you witnessed that blew your mind and you think everybody else needs to see?
Still struggling. I've two bands in mind.
Yeah.
But I probably go with our dudes from Jeffk.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice guys, doing pretty good music too as well.
And they actually put out a new release.
A record.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I've yet to get to it, but I have their older stuff actually on vinyl as well. I do like a bit of Jeffk as well. Yeah, brilliant. Guys, what can I say? Thanks for taking the time out to chat to me. Ralf, Max, thanks for coming in out. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for having us.
No worries.
Much appreciated.
I wish you all the best. Obviously, with the album GELI, which is due out to everybody March 17th, make sure you get onto Bandcamp on that day and support the guys, whether you buy the merch, the vinyl, CDs, or even just download the digital format. Just put your hands in your pockets. Look after the guys. And as well, the album release gig, guys, I wish you all the best for that with Wander and Where Mermaids Drown. That would be fantastic if anybody's in the area. That's a must go to. That's it, guys. That's all we have time for. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back to you again in 2 weeks' time. Thanks to Richie Duhig of the Metal Cell Podcast, who edits and produces the show. We'll chat again soon. Take care.